What is up, Private SgtKeeneye here? So, I just finished From Dust. I liked the game. It was a pretty good ending. I don't think I ever actually did finish the ending the very first time I finished it, because I don't remember any of the things that happened, right there. I think I got to Origin, I was like, cool, I get to move stuff, and, I just exited because I didn't think there was any ending to it. Well, there was. And it was a good ending. But at the same time, I had to think about it, and it was basically the ending was they wanted to keep getting ancient powers, and so because they keep getting and weren't happy with what they got at the very end, they were sent back to what they had at the beginning. So they're like, hey, the ancients were like, you're not happy with what we've given you so far? We gave you all of our powers. All right. Get back at the beginning because you weren't happy. You need to, quit relying on us and get back at the beginning since you didn't learn your lesson. But it's a pretty good game. I like it, but I am glad to be done with the game because I've been wanting to finish the game for a very long time. As you can see, this actually is... I haven't made a video in a while. Like, this is my dorm. I don't actually have a roommate. I have 2 other roommates, but I don't have one in my room. Dude never showed up. I'm guessing that he couldn't afford... or had to bail out at the last minute, so I don't have anyone in here in the moment. I probably won't have anyone in here till next quarter, maybe, or if at all. We'll have to see. But I want to move on. Like I said, I wanted to move on to other games. I wanted to finish the game so I can move on to other games because there's 2 games that I really want to play, but I'm going to leave that up to you guys on what you want me to play. I did mention one of the games. I think I mentioned both of them at some point. I probably did talk about them in my videos at some point in the random, like Binding of Isaac, something like that. The 2 games are, one is Final Fantasy, and when I mean Final Fantasy, I mean I want to play through Final Fantasy 1 through 10. Now, I'm not going to play all through of them back to back. I am going to take breaks from like once. I'll probably do like 1. If I were to do Final Fantasy, I would do 1 and 2. I would take a break. I would go and do 3 and 3, and then 4, and then etc. I wouldn't just do like Final Fantasy. I wouldn't do that. And I really like the Final Fantasy series. I've played them before on my I used to have an iPod a couple years ago, and I had it on that because I had like an iTunes card, and I downloaded and loved the games, man. Very good games. And when I was younger, I used to play 10, and I never beat it because I was young and I didn't really know what to do. But it was a damn good game for what I want. But I want to play it again now. Like that's like way down the line because Final Fantasy X is the last Final Fantasy series game I would play probably on my channel unless a really good one came out. Because I didn't really like 12. I played 12. Because 11 is the online one, is like the MMO. I played 12 on the PS2, and it just wasn't good. It was alright, but it just didn't have like great story, and it just didn't feel right. And it got to the point where you're like, what the hell am I doing? And then all of a sudden, what am I fighting? All of a sudden, I can't fight them like this, and I have to use ranged. And only one of my people know ranged. Time to go. Well, teach them ranged. But so. Yeah, I wouldn't do 12, and I don't think I would do 13, because 13 was good. I just don't really like the combat style that they're trying to bring into those games, but that's whatever. And 14, that's an MMO, and I don't have time for MMOs, but so Final Fantasy would be the first choice, and second choice would be Earthbound. Now, if you don't know what Earthbound is, if you've ever played Super Smash Bros., I forget which one it is, if it's Brawl or if it's Melee. I think it's in Brawl. Or it might be the Nintendo 64 one. There's Ness. Ness is the character from Earthbound. It's a really fun game, and it's like a very classic. If you've known people who were older and played Earthbound on Nintendo 64 when it came to America, because Earthbound is the second game. There's Mother 2, or Earthbound, and Mother 3. But I just want to play Earthbound because it's the one with the most hype and description. Basically, you start off as a kid. You have a best friend, and you name a couple things. You get sent off into the world, similar to like Pokemon. Like you're a young kid and get sent off to the world to explore, or for whatever reason, and you get sent with a bat and a hat, and you go around beating the crap out of people for no reason and getting levels up. And that to me sounds like a very funny, hilarious game that I could do. Now, both of them, the main point of them is just commentary and over voicing what text chat is saying, because they don't have voice acting in the game, so that would come into my part. But I personally would want to play Earthbound first, because I know it will take a long time in the Final Fantasy series. But that is up to you guys. Whatever you guys want is what I will do. So, like I said, choices: Final Fantasy 1 technically is what I would start off with, or Earthbound. Either one, whatever you decide, I will play, because they're both RPGs. They're both fun. Now, you just got to remember, Final Fantasy 1 is older game. I believe it's older than Earthbound. Might not be. I might be wrong on that. I probably am. So that one is not as adventure-y as Earthbound is. Earthbound is a bit more crazy and like an adventure, and there's kind of like just weird things happening, and it's kind of like hilarious, like old game, and it just has like that really old RPG feel. And yeah, but up to you guys anyway. So like I said, Final Fantasy, Earthbound. I kind of feel like I'm talking myself into guys picking Pacific 1, but it is your choice. Other than that, what else has been going on? Not much. I've been doing my classes. I've only had class on Thursday, and then I actually start my official full week of class next week, Monday through Thursday. I did get a call from ASI Jobs, which is like on-campus jobs from my school, but it wasn't like what I expected. Apparently, when I sent my resume and all of the stuff I needed to fill out to them via email of PDFs, I filled out the PDF online, and then I saved it, and I didn't check the save. Apparently, all of the stuff that I filled out didn't save. So when I sent it to them, it was just blank. Luckily, they were really cool, and they called me. Some girl called me, whoever works there, and was like, "Yeah, I can't." When I opened your PDFs, when I finally got them open, they were blank. I'm like, what? They were blank? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, I'll send them again. So I sent them again today. So hopefully something good will come from that. And other than that, I'm still waiting for my check to come. It was supposed to come yesterday, and it's Friday, and it still hasn't come. So hopefully it comes over the weekend, or it comes on Monday. Otherwise, my books are going to become a serious issue, because they need to get here soon. Otherwise, I'm going to start getting behind. But anyways, like I said, Earthbound, Final Fantasy, whatever one you guys choose. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Leave it in the description, obviously, because how else would I know? If you yell at your screen, Earthbound or Final Fantasy, I can't hear you. I wish I could. Well, no. Actually, that could end really bad if you could hear what everyone is saying when they're watching your videos. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. SgtKeeneye signing out, and I'll see you guys next time.